What?
Hey, welcome back to Mario Superstar Baseball. We have Nick on the left.
I'm not playing, you fucking
We
dummy.
have Gill on the left, Matt on the right.
Matty to me.
Yeah, Matty to Nick, Matt to me.
Did you say Gill?
Yeah, Gill's here.
Gill's here. Gill drove out for the day to play some baseball with us. Hi,
Worth
Gill.
it.
I have Tyler and Nick on commentary.
Tyler and Nick.
And I believe we have
Yes. So
Matt
Gill-
winning rock, paper, scissors, Gill first picking Bowser into Matt, DK,
Fair.
Boomer.
DK Boomer, Gill goes Peter, and then Matt goes Yoshi. Now, I've been really off of Yoshi this early. What do you guys think of that?
You know me and Andrew like Yoshi.
I love
think,
Yoshi.
Unless your opinion changed last week when I wasn't here.
Nah, man, his fielding is too strong. When I'm kind of everyone's melded into a bat soup. Sorry, not like mammal bat, like
That's
bat,
how
like
this whole
batting
issue
baseball.
started. Was bat soup.
Sorry,
so-
a batting stat soup where everyone's kind of pretty equal in batting. So Yoshi, one of the best characters in the game due to his superior fielding, which is one of the few things that matters for a character to me.
Yeah, I actually 100% agree, even though I think we're both considered wrong by the general populace, but I think everyone's batting is basically on the... Because I don't believe in power hitting all that much, unless it's like an absolute
I don't
dinger
think it's something
possibility.
that you can't believe in. I don't think that's allowed.
I'm allowed to not believe it. I mean, like, I don't, like, when I say don't believe in, I don't mean like I don't believe in unicorns. I mean like I don't believe in the power behind power hitting. Obviously, I believe it exists. I see it every week. You know what? Power hitting's not real. I changed my mind. I don't think it's a real thing.
Someone needed to take a stance.
You don't believe in the impact of power.
Yes, that is what I was trying to say, but Nick clearly has now made me the
I
character
for one
who
do
doesn't
believe in the
it.
impact of power hitting. I kind of when I've meant like batting soup, I meant everyone besides the top four batters. You know, Bowser, Boomer, Petey, King Boo. Those are probably gonna be besides Birdo due to the crazy star hit plus suck potential. Those are probably gonna be in the top 5 for me for all time.
It looks like we got really balanced fielding teams from what I've learned over my time here in baseball.
I mean, Matty's got Monty on second, which isn't so far off of what Matty usually likes to do.
Well,
Matty loves
Monty,
doing weird shit, man.
Don't you like move Monty?
Monty runs pretty quick, but just a couple notes about these teams. Gill is the first person to pick Goomba this entire season. This is Goomba's first game, week 5. Good to see ya. I was hoping we wouldn't see him at all. Dennis stopped picking him as pitcher because Dennis is afraid.
Yeah, I realize this pitching is actually kind of bad, and pitching is trending up for Andrew. I hate to admit it.
What do you think? Pitching wasn't important?
Well, after I'm like, all right, yeah, pitching is important, and then I did the pitching research and found all the stats, the speed, the curve, and I'm like, nah, it's garbage. And then I started pitching with bad pitchers, and I'm like, all right, pitching's kind of important.
Yeah.
You pitch a game with Monty, and you find out you need some curve to trip out the wiggly batter.
Yeah, and who curves better than Boo and Waluigi? Am I right?
Peach and Dixie Kong.
Dixie Kong.
Dixie Kong for sure.
Dixie Kong also hasn't seen a game this season.
That's because she sucks absolute ass. Yeah. You see, Waluigi can at least look at a ball.
Yeah.
Dixie Kong's bat is too short to open a door.
Whoever picked first.
Got a new phone case.
Oh, what are you gonna do with that new phone case?
I hold my phone.
Why did you get a new one? Your old one was just fine.
Yeah, your old one held your phone.
It was falling apart.
Alright, so Tyler has a few credit cards in here. Let's talk
Read me the
about
numbers.
So,
No, let's not
I'm
read the
gonna
And the
read
3 digits on the
numbers.
back.
So, this is an American Express card. It says Tyler's Chiaffi on it.
Tyler's
my,
Chiaffi.
My middle
A
name
walk?
begins with S. You know
Accidental for sure.
It's Tyler S. Chiaffi. What is your middle name?
that. Oh, I don't like talking about my middle name. It's embarrassing.
You don't like talking about it, or you don't like talking about it on camera?
I mean, I thought you knew it already.
Alright. Can we do a miniature 20 questions? Maybe a 5 questions.
Sure, 5 questions against my middle name. I'll allow that.
Alright. Does it have more than 2 vowels?
Can you specify number of vowels versus uniqueness of vowels?
Just number.
Yes, it has more than 2 vowels.
Does it? Okay, so by answering that question, we know it's a double vowel and no other vowels, unless he's really going
He's going
he's
hard.
smart with this stuff, you know.
I really don't want you to
I
know
really
my
don't
middle
think
name.
he's that smart with 20 questions. So
Well, it's only 5 questions.
5 questions. So we're gonna
so-
assume 2 of 1 vowel.
So it's not Sean.
Unless I spell
Do you-
Sean.
do you wanna-
Weird.
S-H-A-U.
Maybe that's why it's embarrassing, because there's
Yeah.
3 A's in my Sean.
Nick, do you know of any names that have the double O, the ooh sound? Because ooh is pretty
Start with
embarrassing.
S. Seuss.
Wait, it starts with S?
Yeah.
Oh, you know that. All right.
I mean, yeah, it was on the credit card.
Seuss. Alright.
I'm glad that it took, like, I don't know, maybe 30 episodes for them to finally say what Seuss meant, because that was the whole series. Like, what does Seuss even mean?
Oh, yeah, in Gravity
Oh,
Falls.
it's
Yeah,
just
I
a
know.
name.
It's short for Jesus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I finished Gravity Falls, by the way, everyone. So if you tried spoiling it in the comments, which I don't
Did
read,
not.
you failed. It's over already. I saw it.
Idiot.
I cried.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, it was a great ending.
Alright, question 2. Does it have 2 of the same letter in a row?
Yes.
Alright, I think that confirms the vowel thing. Alright. Unless it's not vowels. Maybe it's,
Maybe it's fucking soup.
How would you spell soup with 2 of the same?
S-O-O-P.
Yeah, you got it. It's soup.
Silas Soup!
My middle name was not soup.
Hey guys, don't make fun of me. I know we did the City Hall spell the word at the end thing. I thought that was really how soup was spelled.
Oh.
Right now, you thought it was
Andrew
S-O-O-P?
spells soup.
I thought it was O-O-P, but it's S-O-U-P.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's
When did you realize that? Just now?
When Nick said, he said something, and I'm like, wait, is that not?
Oh no. It's okay, buddy.
He said like, yeah, S with 2 O's, and I'm like, yeah.
In all fairness, the English language is very weird.
Let's go, Bowser.
That's a sloppy.
Wait a minute.
You know, Gill likes to pitch to Bowser.
Same.
Or was that Matt? That was Matty. Matty, does Matty like to pitch to Bowser? What's going on? Why you do that?
I've kind of come around on pitching to Bowser. I think he's not the worst to strike out. I just think the risk is very scary for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I say I live in fear 100% of the time. That's why I wear a seatbelt when I drive. Walking Bowser is like wearing a seatbelt.
I don't think walking Bowser's in the law of New York State, though.
I don't think you need to walk Bowser every time, but you definitely need to wear a seatbelt every time.
The law is no concern to me.
Yeah?
Neither is tradition.
Name some laws you've committed.
I didn't jaywalk. That's a law.
And
you
I'm
committed.
sure I've certainly jaywalked at some point in my life.
I'm sure I've witnessed you jaywalk. I don't really particularly care, though.
Yeah, it's not exactly
I'm
a
telling.
huge offense.
I wonder what would happen if you called the police and you were like, I just saw
I've
someone jaywalk.
accepted stolen merchandise.
I've also accepted stolen merchandise.
I don't think I've stolen any
I've
merchandise.
accepted still.
Oh, I've certainly downloaded,
car?
movies, songs, all these things illegally.
Did I ever tell you about like my super like guilty I stole something story? Have I ever told you any of those?
No.
No.
So I'll start at the very like raw dog beginning. I was super young, and in Wallbounds they used to have a section like
Wallbounds,
like the
Jesus.
like the candy store where you like go down an aisle and you like shuffle candy into a bag and they weigh it.
Classic.
Well, they had those, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, check this out." And I opened one up. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "It's free." And she was like, "No, it's not." I was like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna call the manager if you take one." I was like, "I'm taking one." And I took one, and I don't know who she called, but she got somebody who was a man and looked like a manager to me at 3 years old to yell at me. And
Is it your dad?
No.
Your dad's like a fake mustache.
No, it was not my dad.
Are you sure?
I guess not. But like, and then fucking like a few years later, I was probably like 7, 8 years old. We were at Party City, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, this toy car looks really cool. Can you buy it for me?" I barely asked for anything ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my God, this for me?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "Come on, please." And she's like, "No." I was like, "Okay." And so I thought that I put it back, but I get home, I get unbuckled from my car seat. I think I could do it myself at that point. I think I was old enough. Maybe
Okay.
like 8. Oh, jeez.
Oh wow.
That's a
That's
disgusting.
great homework.
All right, 2 to 3.
And I feel something in my pocket. I was like, what is that, a Game Boy game? And I take it out. It's the car. I swear to God, no memory of putting it in my pocket. I think either I manifested the car, or I just like, I wiped my memory of taking it. I really thought I put it away. And then you know what I did? Super guilty me. I was like, okay, the police are gonna come. So I hid it in my room for 6 months. And then one day I finally woke up earlier than everyone in my house, and I took it out to the recycling can. I tucked it as deep as I can. And I was like, it's like, now we wait if the police come or not.
they'll find your fingerprints on it.
That's what I was scared. I was scared
Hey,
for
man.
6 months straight.
You wanna hear a similar story, but a much more depressing age? So,
I'm not gonna say no.
a few of my friends, acquaintances we have in common, who I will not give the last name of, but Alex and company.
Bic Nanelli.
They got me really into stealing magic cards at like GPs
Yes.
because it's like really easy.
Wow.
It was.
And you know, they told me like, oh, don't feel bad about it. These guys overcharged their whole thing, and I was like, all right, that makes sense. And then that logic ended up like I got back from my first GP. I was maybe 17.
Wow,
And I
great
was like, if the logic behind stealing from a GP is don't feel bad, these people are overpricing it and they have a lot of money. I was like, wouldn't that same logic apply to stealing magic cards from like a Walmart or something? So I went to a
It applies even harder.
So I went to a Toys R Us, and I opened up a pack of magic cards, and I was gonna just put like, you know, the opened cards in my pocket, and I did that, and some guy just walked over, and he was like, hey, you can't do that, you can't open the cards, you gotta pay for them, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, and then I went to the front, and I paid with like my debit card, I paid the $4, and I left, and I was like, I shouldn't have given them my card. They're gonna reinforce the name in the system and send the police to my house for the $4 of the magic cards that I paid for.
To teach Tyler a lesson.
And I never stole again.
I don't think you can, like, I think if it's under $20, you, like, can't be arrested.
I'm fully aware. I think it's a much higher number than $20 too. I think it's like
Really?
200. It's a large number.
How much dollars can I steal without getting arrested?
Alex only had the cops called on him once. It was because he was trying to steal a like iPhone or something like that. It wasn't an iPhone. It was
I feel like that's really easy to track.
It wasn't an
Wow,
iPhone.
gets two balls on Bowser
It was like an
walks him.
iPhone speaker accessory,
Oh, sure.
and it was still very expensive. He was only able to get to it because someone left like that glass case open that you normally lock, and he put it in his pants pocket, and a security guard was like right around the corner and saw him, and he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to bring you to the back room." And he was like, "Why?" And they were like, "'Cause you're stealing." And he was like, "I'm not stealing. I'm just seeing if it fits in my pocket because, you know, I might buy it as an accessory." And they were like, "Dude," and he was like, "For real?" And that was his whole argument the whole way through. The police came. He kept saying, "I just wanted to see if it fit in my pocket." You came 3 seconds after I tried, and he got off.
Wow.
They didn't do anything. I mean, he didn't try leaving the store with it. Even the cameras only saw him take it out of the glass case, which you're not supposed to do, and put it in his pocket.
Right.
And the security guard came right over. So, like, technically, his blatant lie was... I mean, they couldn't say anything about it. All they really had him on was, you shouldn't have taken it out of that case, and he was like, I didn't know that it was open.
And, dude, the security guard's watching our video like, that son of a bitch!
Coincidence? I think not.
Alex.
I always have dreams where, like, you know, I commit murder. You know, I think a lot of people have dreams like that.
I don't murder.
Literally have never murdered anyone in my dreams before. But
All right, well, you know, for the sake of argument, let's say that.
I'm sure some of our listeners have.
In my dreams, I always get caught, and then I go to court. But then I'm always like, yeah, whatever. I'll defend myself. Lawyers are incompetent. And then I always win by, like, aggravating the judge.
Did you personally see me murder that guy? Then what do you have on me?
They have, like, all the evidence in the world, and I'm like, this is bullshit. Innocent until proven guilty. You can't prove someone doesn't have my fingerprints. The science isn't there yet.
Wait,
It's
what?
safe
You can't prove somebody doesn't have my fingerprint?
Yeah, how can you prove someone else in the world doesn't have an identical fingerprint?
Fingerprints tend to not be identical, but I guess in theory it's like it could have been an anomaly.
Yeah, and you have to prove it
I gotta
100%,
say,
not 99%.
I gotta say, also that's not true. Also,
You have to convince
I
the jury.
think-
I know. And then as soon as then I hit them with, hey, you know what jury nullification is? And then I get off scot-free.
So the thing is, there's probably nobody that has your fingerprint because there aren't enough people in the world for that.
Yeah.
Thing. Like, technically it's possible, but just like, even though 8 billion is a lot,
I'm very familiar with how the statistics works. I'm just abusing the fact that in my dreams they need to prove it beyond
a reasonable doubt.
No, beyond unreasonable doubt.
Oh, gotcha.
You go to court in your dreams?
Yeah,
right after.
That's what I was saying. Right after I killed
the police car brings you right to the courtroom. It'd be cool. That's how it worked.
They're like, you're the only suspect. I'm like, it was suicide.
I'll give you a little tidbit of advice if you actually want to commit murder. This is my plan. I ever rob a bank, but you could apply it to murder. If you're gonna commit a crime, and your biggest fear is they're gonna find your fingerprints,
just wear gloves.
Oh, no, even easier. Bring a koala bear with you, because koala bears have the most identical fingerprints to a human out of every animal in the world, and they're so identical that sometimes they could be actually, like, compared to that of, like, a small child.
Wow.
So if you bring a koala bear to the bank you robbed or the person you murdered, you just let it go, they're gonna have mixed prints.
So, they're gonna do it if you bring a kid, too.
Alright.
But a kid would know better.
Better idea. Check it out. It's along the lines of gloves, but it also involves koalas.
Okay.
You have to kill 2 koalas, so it kind of sucks.
Koala gloves?
You cut the bottom open, you shove your hand in the koala, and you put your fingers in the arms like a puppet.
And why do you need 2?
Because they go on each hand, so they lift things.
Koalas have 2 heads.
Yes, so now you have 4 hands.
Oh, now I have 2 koalas on each head. Is that what you're saying? Like the Muppets?
You could do even better, theoretically. You could kill 5 koalas and just cut off their hands and use them as little fingertip covers.
So 10. Oh, no, you're right. 5. They have 2 hands.
They have 2 hands. You could argue you only need 3, and then you have 2 little feet left over if you want to use the feet. And
all right.
Did a spider with human fingerprints get inside?
So anyway, you guys are 2 questions into 5 questions.
I've only had 1 real interaction with the cops.
With a koala? Oh.
With the cops.
Yeah, and it was not a real interaction because I was 5 and it was a Disneyland cop that was not a real cop, but I was in a stroller and Officer Duncan Deneau pulled me over and gave me a ticket for laziness because I was too old to be in a stroller.
That's very funny.
Well, when you were 5, you were probably like 4'11". So.
That's very funny to me. My only real interaction with the police outside of like getting a ticket, like for rolling a stop sign. And
yeah, I've never gotten a ticket, even though I've tried to make a left on red.
I got a ticket for rolling a stop sign. Then I got pulled over by a cop in New Paltz because he was curious as to why I was driving home so late. It was like 2 in the morning. And my high beams were on, and a car came around the corner, and it came and went, and I didn't have time to turn my high beams off, so he used that as the excuse to pull me over. And he was like, your high beams were on when that car came, and I was like, sorry, it came around the corner. And he hit me with every question in the world. I don't know why he thought I was so suspicious. But he was like, why are you up here? And I was like, oh, I go to New Paltz. And he was like, New Paltz is that way, because I was dog sitting for my sister, which lived in the opposite direction. And he was like, so why are you going this way? And I was like, oh, I'm dog sitting. And he was like, oh yeah, what's the address? And I gave him the address of where I was dog sitting. And he was like, alright, well why are you out so late? And I didn't mean anything negative by it, but just the way it came out, I guess. I said, oh, is that a drag show? Is that a problem? And me, being fearful of the police, meant like, oh god, is that actually a problem? Am I in trouble for being at like past some curfew I didn't know about?
Oh.
But he must have taken it as like me saying I was at a drag show.
Yeah,
like,
okay, deal with it. Like.
yeah, he was like, immediately he was like, my bad, have a good night. And he left, and I was sitting there like, if I pretend to be gay every time I get pulled over, am I never going to get a ticket again?
The cops don't want to mess with the gay community, man. They're strong.
Cops are stupid. He definitely thought you had to be gay to go to a drag show. It was a good experience. It was fun. It was a very interesting pullover.
I'd say you have to be some kind of gay to go to a drag show.
No, I'm very straight.
Least, like,
granted, I was going there to support a friend who was in the drag show, but I guess that's the one reason you wouldn't be. I don't know, man. I'm not an expert. I've been to like 3 drag shows. You were at one of them.
Yeah, I was.
So what happened that we're pitching with Goomba, by the way?
I know all the ones.
So yeah, it's a really close game.
You're out of starting.
Oh, you know what? The cops also got called. I also got the cops to interfere in my life when I was 7 years old.
This game is back.
Me and my childhood friend from the neighborhood, Spencer, we went to the beach and we were like, let's prank call some people. And we prank called his aunt, and then Domino's, and then the police.
You prank called the police?
We were 7. I didn't even have a phone yet. He had a phone. And he was like, who do you want to prank call? I didn't know any better. And he was like, let's call the police. And I was like, sure, what are you going to do? And he called the police. And he was like, help, there's a murder. I'm being murdered, help. And then he just hung up and we laughed. And that was like, we were like, that's the end of that. And then later that day, the police knocked on my door, like at my dad's. And they were like, hey, and they had Spencer with them. And they were like, were you behind the prank call of the police? And I was just like, no. And they were like, your friend said you were. And I was like, I was not. Was like
wow.
I was like, I was not. Did you hear me on the call? Was it my phone? Like I immediately, like, I 7-year-old Tyler is braver than current Tyler. And they were like, oh,
that's
a problem.
That's me in my dreams. Is what I do. Was I on the phone?
They were like, well, your friend says you were, and I was like, and I turned to my dad, and I was like, Dad, wasn't I home this afternoon? And he looked at me, and he was like, yep. Just playing GameCube, and the cops were like, we're sorry, and they left. Me and Spencer stopped being friends after that.
Awesome.
My dad covered for me, and it was super plus. Granted, nothing would have happened. We were 7.
No,
but they were definitely trying
you're
to like
going to jail.
They were definitely trying to like teach me a lesson, and they ended up just getting screwed. I wonder if he got in more trouble. They were like, wow, you prank called the police and you lied about it. So you guys are 2 questions into my middle name.
all right.
I'm sure the audience has been hanging on by their fingernails what my middle name is. Wow, when was the last time we saw a King Boo Homer?
Last week.
Oh, I wasn't here.
Yeah. I hit one.
I hit one today.
Wow, the game suddenly isn't that close anymore. What happens?
You blinked. So I have another question. Is your middle name of Italian descent?
No.
Oh boy. Well, it's not Scaramucci.
Nice.
Where in Scaramucci are there 2 of the same vowel right next to each other?
All right, Nick, I
M-U-U.
think I have a big question. Is your name 1 syllable?
Is the middle name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
You have 1 question left, and technically it should be guessing the name, but I will not count that
No,
as a
20
question.
questions. The 20th question isn't guessing.
Whatever. I'll allow it.
Yeah, you have to.
Why we're not playing 20 questions?
he can just stop the game
This
right
is-
here. He's running the. It's Tyler's
Yes,
world.
it's Tyler's world.
Oh, shit. Dude, Matty's in a sticky situation here. He's
Rule 3 of
Oh,
Tyler's
he is
world.
Daisy. He is Daisy.
he has,
Bears are easily domesticated.
he has Daisy.
3A.
Come on. Thank you.
gonna
Thank
use
you.
Who's winning right
He's
now?
aware.
I'm genuinely like not
Matty
sure who's
is.
who. Matty is?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, DK
And
captain.
it's a big game.
It's a good game, man. Ooh, that's a tonguer. Ooh.
All right. Do you have a wait? We have 1 question.
You have 1
It's
question left before
one
you
syllable,
guess.
So it's just it's like 4 to 5 letters, or maybe even 3.
All right. So
But it can't
we
be
know it.
three.
We know it's not.
Could be.
It's probably not
C?
2. We know it's in a row, so we know it's probably not A or I
Or you.
or U. So should we ask if it's O or E, and then that way we know what it is by the yes or no?
Okay. Is the double letter in your name O?
No.
All right. So it's probably double E. Steve.
No, that's not.
It could
Matty's
be.
up 2.
I don't know why you'd be embarrassed of
It's
Steve.
7-9.
You don't think, first of all, I'll give you a free one. It's not Steve.
All right.
But you don't think I'd be embarrassed if my middle name was Steve, spelled S-T-E-E-V?
So we have another soup problem on our
That's
hands.
not how Steve is spelled!
I thought that's how Steve was spelled.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
That's so bad. I saw it in your face.
Saw what in my
Sink 'em.
face?
Oh!
I was just happy that we were saying a funny sounding word together. Yeah, Steve.
Dude, this game is crazy, bro.
It's a good game. Bottom of the 8th.
Bottom 8. I need to. Okay.
Last ever World Series champion losing his first game on camera since the
He
grand
didn't
return.
lose yet.
He might, in theory, is what I
Isn't
meant.
she?
I was implying it could happen. They're at the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, Matty's got 3 stars. 2 outs. 3 stars. Matty technically just needs to field 1 more
Yeah.
inning,
And that's the game, as the game likes to say with a fishing rod or whatever.
That's the game.
That's not the game. Soon.
There are extra innings in this
Oh my
game,
God,
but only have
17
12.
hits.
Yeah, that's a lot of hits.
The last game we played, pre-recording, was what, 49 hits?
Yeah, me versus Gill.
The dark game is 6-5.
Yeah.
Between,
Wait, were there
Dennis
really
and
49
Feltman.
hits at the end of that game?
Oh yeah.
That is the worst. 49 hits. Me and Feltman got 30 last week, and that was
It's in the
lot.
same spot. He was robbing her.
I'm telling you, man. Gill is really good at hitting. I forgot Gill was playing this game. I really wanted to watch his hitting style.
I mean, it seems like you would have watched a good one. I mean, you could always watch back on the channel.
You know, I sure can, Tyler. Hearing the sound of my own voice actually makes me quite happy. So sometimes I listen to my videos like, that's a great joke. I can't believe I thought of that.
I don't love how I sound on recording. I don't hate it, but I think I sound much better in my own head.
I always see those memes where like it's SpongeBob doing like my voice in recordings, and it's like a.
All right, before we
I don't buy it.
move to the interviews, we need to guess Tyler's middle name.
I'm locking in Steve. Fuck you.
Double E.
I even confirmed it wasn't Steve. I got that for free.
Yeah, you know, it's Tyler's world. You're lying to me. I'm locking in Steve. Am I right or wrong?
You're wrong. I'll let Nick guess. So.
All right, fine.
If you want to interview them and have time to sit on it, it could be how we close the show.
I seriously I don't know any one-syllable S names with two E's in it.
You could do it. I believe in you.
All right, well, let's get a conversation. Gill, first of all...
2 L's in your name, 1 L on screen. How you feeling?
Yeah, that was better than what I was
Gill in Final Fantasy is spelled with 1 L.
So it matches up.
Well, they spelled it wrong then.
They did spell it wrong.
All right, so
Money in
Gill,
Kingdom Hearts
how are
is
you feeling?
MUNNY.
First game on camera.
You know, honestly, this is a really good game to start out with, even though I lost. You know, I was excited to play after 3+ months of not playing in-person baseball. It's very different from net play.
Yeah.
And this is, honestly, I'm not upset with it. This is a good game. He drafted well. I tried building my team around hitting dingers as many as possible, and clearly it didn't work. Only with Bowser.
Yeah, I mean, this game was super back and forth for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, that one inning that Matty had 5 runs in the bottom
That
of the,
was like,
what is it, 7th? Yeah.
Yeah, it was 7th. That's when I kind of like realized like how he built his team. And, you know, considering it's my first game against Matty, I didn't really know what to expect when it came to comp and to pitching. Yeah. So that's something I tried to adapt to and didn't do a good job of.
Yeah, no, it's tough. Matty's a good player, and especially if you don't have experience against him, I could definitely see it being tough. But you're glad to be back for this week?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah?
So excited.
When's the last time you played, like, real baseball?
Right before we started recording, dude. You were here.
think...
Oh, my bad.
I think it was the World Series.
I know.
No.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Over almost a year ago? I guess it's like...
Like 6 months
that
ago?
long ago. 6 months?
Maybe.
Yeah, that kind of tracks. Like 7. I guess it's like July. That was like
yeah, because maybe we played like...
All the practice in the world still gets you mercy.
What?
I'd like to point out I practiced for like about half a season while Gill was away and then got mercied my first game back against him.
You gotta get used to it. Gil's weird. He picks Goomba. Alright, Gill, you got anything else to say?
No, just...
You ready to take on the rest of these chumps?
Absolutely.
Alright, cool. Matty,
What's going on?
it was a good game. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good.
That's a winner's
I had never played Gill before, obviously.
Second, I think the
It was a really good game. I had a big rally in the bottom of the 7th. I kept just getting singles, and every runner just moved up a base like 4 different times, so that was big.
Yeah.
And probably shouldn't be pitching to Bowser against him because he hits better with him than I think the rest of you do.
You got a problem? No, I'm just
No.
kidding. No, you're right. Yeah, Gil, he's a good batter. Very
Yeah,
good.
especially about like it didn't matter where I threw it, he just hit it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. Other than that, I think I played a pretty good game. So.
Weren't you trying to walk him one of the times and he just, or what happened there?
Oh well, I said he's asked me pitch or walk like usual every time Bowser comes up, and I said pitch. I said no walk. So I throw the first pitch and he hit it about 500 feet. So then I said, as the ball's in the air, I said walk. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
That's where it came from. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the second time, he said no, pitched him, and then he threw 2 balls, and he's like, I'm just going to walk him.
Yeah.
We're good.
I've done that. I've been like, all right, I'll pitch, throw 3 balls, like, I don't feel like it.
Yo, ask him what he put in his Wheaties this morning.
What'd you put in your Wheaties this morning?
Me or Bowser?
You.
Oh, me. No, I don't eat Wheaties.
Wow,
I'm not a breakfast guy.
He really ran with that prompt.
What a
Great improv.
Yeah.
good.
And this episode was brought to you by Wheaties. All right, now instead of Andrew spelling a word, we're gonna get the final guess on this on Tyler's middle name.
We could have Andrew spell it.
Yeah, spell the middle name after I guessed it.
Well, after he guessed it.
I'm
He
gonna
guessed
guess-
Steve, remember?
From the hit game Pokemon Red and Blue, Seal. S-E-E-L.
That is incorrect.
I was supposed to
All right.
spell it.
Oh, sorry. Can
Andrew, you
spell
want to
it?
try spelling seal?
S-E-E-L. Okay, it's probably S-E-A-L, right?
Well, from Pokemon, it's S-E-E-L.
Right.
Also,
Be-
I
because
know-
they took
Yeah, but-
away a pun from the name of Seal.
Yeah, because he's a seal and an eel.
No, he's not. Though. He's a seal that lives in the sea. They could've
All
just kept the
right,
spell-
thanks
All right,
for tuning
thank you
in to
playing.
Yeah,
baseball.
we'll see you next time, everybody.